What if I told you there's something sitting in your kitchen right now that could help you burn stubborn belly fat, reduce stress hormones, and even improve your brain function? And most people are using it completely wrong. It's not a supplement, it's not a pill, it's not even expensive. It's olive oil. But here's the truth. If you're just drizzling it on salads, you're missing almost all of its real power. Today, I'll show you exactly how to use it the right way, the timing, the combinations, and a simple daily protocol that could completely change how your body burns fat. Let's start with the real problem, because most people are focusing on the wrong thing. They think belly fat is just about calories. Eat less, move more. But if it were that simple, you wouldn't still be struggling. The truth is, belly fat is not just about calories. It's about hormones. And one hormone controls more than you think: insulin. Every time you eat, no matter what it is, your body releases insulin. Its job is simple: control blood sugar, store energy. But here's what most people don't realize. As long as insulin is high, your body is locked in fat storage mode, not fat burning. Because insulin sends a clear signal: store energy, don't burn it. So even if you're eating less, even if you're trying to diet, if your insulin stays elevated, your body will refuse to burn fat efficiently. Instead, it will burn sugar first and store the rest. And guess where a lot of that gets stored? Right around your belly. Now here's where it gets worse. There's another hormone involved, one that most people completely ignore: cortisol, your stress hormone. When you're constantly stressed, deadlines, lack of sleep, overthinking, your body stays in a state of alert, and cortisol levels remain high. And when that happens, your body starts protecting itself by storing more fat, especially around your midsection. This is what many people call the cortisol belly. It's not just about food anymore. It's about your internal state. Your body thinks it's under threat, so it holds on to energy just in case. So now you have two forces working against you: high insulin, blocking fat burning; high cortisol, increasing fat storage. And together, they create the perfect environment for stubborn belly fat. No matter how hard you try, it just won't go away. So if you really want to burn fat, you need to address both. Not just what you eat, but how your body responds. You need to lower insulin and reduce cortisol. And this is where things start to shift, because there's one simple ingredient that can help you do both at the same time. And most people already have it in their kitchen: olive oil. Now let's take a closer look at something most people completely misunderstand: olive oil. For years, it was labeled as just fat, something to avoid, something to limit. But the truth is, not all fats are the same, and olive oil is in a category of its own, because it's not just fat. It's packed with powerful natural compounds called polyphenols. And these compounds are where the real magic happens. Inside your body, polyphenols act like protectors. They help reduce inflammation, which is one of the hidden drivers behind weight gain and metabolic problems. They improve insulin sensitivity, so your body can handle sugar more efficiently without overproducing insulin. And when insulin stays lower, your body finally gets the signal to start burning fat instead of storing it. But that's just the beginning. Some research suggests that extra virgin olive oil can actually activate specific pathways in your body linked to fat burning. Think of it like flipping a switch. Your body moves from storage mode to burn mode. And when that happens consistently, fat loss becomes easier, more natural, less forced. But here's something even more interesting. Olive oil changes how your body handles food right after you eat. When you consume a meal, food usually leaves your stomach at a certain speed. The faster it leaves, the faster glucose enters your bloodstream, which leads to spikes, crashes, and hunger shortly after. But olive oil slows this process down. It delays how quickly food leaves your stomach, so instead of a rapid surge of sugar, you get a slow, controlled release, which means fewer blood sugar spikes, less insulin released, and fewer cravings later. And this changes everything, because hunger isn't just about willpower. It's about how stable your blood sugar is. When your blood sugar is stable, you don't feel the need to snack constantly. You don't get those sudden urges for sugar or quick energy. You feel in control. And that leads to one powerful result. You stay full for longer. Not because you forced yourself, but because your body is finally balanced. And that's the real advantage of olive oil. It doesn't fight your body, it supports it, helping you move from constant hunger to steady energy, and from fat storage to fat burning. And this is just the foundation, because the real power comes from how you use it. Now let's talk about something that most people completely overlook: stress. Because this is where things get really interesting. Inside your body, there's a system working silently in the background. It's called the HPA axis. This system connects your brain to your hormones and controls how your body responds to stress. When everything is balanced, you feel calm, focused, in control. But when this system is out of balance, everything starts to shift. You feel tired, but wired at the same time. You struggle to relax, even when you're exhausted. Your sleep becomes lighter, shorter, less restorative. And during all of this, your body is producing more of one hormone, cortisol. Now, cortisol isn't bad. It's essential for survival. But when it stays elevated for too long, it creates a problem, because your body enters a constant state of alert. And in that state, it starts holding on to energy, storing fat, especially around your belly. Not because you're eating too much, but because your body thinks it needs protection. This is survival mode. And in survival mode, fat burning is not a priority. Now here's where olive oil comes in, because certain compounds inside it, especially oleic acid and polyphenols, may help bring this system back into balance. Instead of your body staying in a constant stress response, it begins to regulate, calm down, reset. And when that happens, something powerful follows. Cortisol levels begin to drop, your sleep starts to improve, your body stops storing excess fat. But more importantly, your body finally feels safe. Safe enough to stop holding on to energy and start using it. Burning fat becomes possible again, not through force, but through balance. And this is something most people never realize. Fat loss isn't just about food or exercise. It's about your internal state. And when you calm the system, everything else becomes easier. Because a relaxed body is a body that can finally let go. And this is one of the most overlooked keys to losing stubborn belly fat. And now, there's one final piece that determines whether this works for you or not. But here's the problem. Most people completely ruin these benefits. They hear that olive oil is healthy, they start using it, and then they see no results. No fat loss, no energy improvement, no real change. And they think it doesn't work. But the truth is, it's not the olive oil, it's how they're using it. Let's break down the biggest mistakes. Mistake number 1, using low-quality olive oil. This is the most common mistake. Not all olive oils are the same. Many products on the market today are heavily processed, oxidized, or even mixed with cheap seed oils. They may look the same, taste similar, but inside your body, they behave very differently. Instead of reducing inflammation, they can actually increase it, which means more stress on your system, more difficulty burning fat, and less of the benefits you're expecting. So instead of helping your body, they quietly work against it. Mistake number 2, using it at the wrong time. Timing matters more than people think, because your body is not always in the same state. Sometimes it's ready to burn fat, other times it's focused on storing energy. If you use olive oil when your body is already overloaded, high insulin, poor digestion, you won't get the full benefit. It's not just what you use, it's when you use it. Mistake number 3, mixing it with the wrong foods. This is where things get subtle, but important. Certain food combinations, especially highly processed meals, can interfere with how your body absorbs the beneficial compounds in olive oil. So even if you're using a high-quality product, you may not be getting the full effect. The polyphenols, the compounds that actually make olive oil powerful, may not be fully utilized, and that reduces everything. Mistake number 4, thinking it is just a cooking oil. This is the biggest misunderstanding of all. Most people treat olive oil like something you just cook with. Heat it, use it casually, forget about it. But olive oil is much more than that. When used correctly, it becomes a metabolic tool, something that supports better blood sugar control, improved insulin sensitivity, reduced inflammation, and more efficient fat burning. It's not just about flavor, it's about function. And once you understand that, everything changes. Because now, you're not just adding calories to your meal, you're using a strategy. And the difference between just using it and using it correctly is the difference between no results and real transformation. And now, let's put everything together into a simple system you can actually follow.
Now let's get to the part you've been waiting for. Because knowing what works is only half the story. The real difference comes from how you use it. So let's break this down, step by step. Step 1. Start your morning with it. Take 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil, first thing in the morning, on an empty stomach. No food, no distractions, just your body and this simple input. Why does this matter? Because in the morning, your body is in a very specific state. Your stress hormone, cortisol, is naturally at its highest. This is what wakes you up, gets you moving. But if cortisol stays elevated, it pushes your body toward fat storage, especially around your belly. Starting your day with olive oil helps bring that level down. It sends a signal to your body. You're safe. You don't need to store energy. And that subtle signal can shift your body toward fat burning right from the start of the day. Step 2. Add lemon or apple cider vinegar. Now we enhance the effect. Add a little lemon juice or apple cider vinegar to your olive oil. This simple combination creates a powerful synergy because it supports your liver, the organ responsible for managing energy, detoxifying your system, and regulating blood sugar. It also improves digestion, helping your body break down food more efficiently. And when digestion improves, your metabolism becomes smoother, more stable, more efficient. This is how small habits start creating big internal changes. Step 3. Use it with the right foods. Now let's talk about your meals. Olive oil becomes even more powerful when combined with the right foods, especially vegetables like broccoli, arugula, cabbage. These vegetables are rich in compounds that support detoxification and metabolic health. When you combine them with olive oil, something interesting happens. The absorption of nutrients improves. The beneficial compounds work together, not separately. And this amplifies the overall effect. Better blood sugar control, better fat metabolism, better energy balance. This is not random, it's synergy. Step 4. Use it before your largest meal of the day. This is one of the most powerful strategies, and almost no one uses it. Take a small amount of olive oil right before your largest meal of the day. What happens next is key. Your digestion slows slightly, which means glucose enters your bloodstream more gradually. Instead of a sharp spike, you get a smoother curve, which leads to lower blood sugar spikes, less insulin released, and better appetite control. You feel full faster, stay satisfied longer, and avoid overeating without even trying. And when you combine all these steps, something powerful happens. Your body shifts from reacting to being in control, from storing fat to burning it efficiently. not through restriction, but through strategy. Because this is the real secret. It's not about doing more, it's about doing things the right way. And now you have the exact system to do it.
Here's something most people don't know. Olive oil may also help you at night. And this is where things get surprisingly powerful. Because for many people, the real struggle doesn't happen during the day. It happens at night. Late-night cravings, that sudden urge to eat something sweet even when you're not really hungry, or waking up in the middle of the night around 3 a.m. with your mind racing, unable to fall back asleep, or simply poor quality sleep. You wake up tired even after a full night in bed. And here's the connection most people miss. When your sleep is off, your hormones are off. Your hunger increases, your cravings intensify, and your body becomes more likely to store fat. So even if your diet is perfect, poor sleep can silently hold you back. Now here's where olive oil comes in. A small amount, taken before bed, may help calm your system. Not in a dramatic way, but in a subtle, supportive way. Because certain compounds in olive oil can help support serotonin, the neurotransmitter linked to relaxation, mood, and a sense of calm. And later, serotonin is converted into something critical, melatonin, your sleep hormone, the signal your body uses to say, it's time to rest. So when this pathway is supported, your body can transition more smoothly from being alert to being relaxed. Which means you fall asleep easier, you stay asleep longer, and your sleep becomes deeper. And this is where the real impact happens, because better sleep changes everything. Your hormones rebalance, your cravings decrease, your energy stabilizes, and your body becomes far more efficient at burning fat. Not because you forced it, but because you finally gave it the conditions it needs. How to use it? Keep it simple. Take a small amount of olive oil, about 1 teaspoon, before bed. That's it. No complicated routine, no extreme changes, just a gentle signal to your body to slow down, relax, and recover. Because sometimes fat loss doesn't come from doing more, it comes from sleeping better. And this small habit might be the missing piece.
So what actually happens when you follow this routine? Let's be real. Not hype, not exaggeration, just what you can honestly expect. Because the truth is, your body responds faster than you think. Within the first day, you may start to notice small shifts. Nothing dramatic, but noticeable. Less bloating, that heavy, uncomfortable feeling starts to fade. Your energy becomes more stable. No sudden crashes, no urgent need for sugar. And those random cravings, they begin to quiet down. Not disappear completely, but lose their intensity. And that alone is a powerful sign. Within the first week, things go a little deeper. You may start to see a slightly smaller waist. Not because of extreme fat loss, but because your body is holding less water, less inflammation, less stress. Your digestion improves. Meals feel lighter, easier. And something unexpected happens, your mind becomes clearer, more focused, less fog. Because stable blood sugar doesn't just affect your body, it affects your brain. But let's be honest, this is not magic. Olive oil alone will not fix everything. It's not a shortcut, it's a support system. And it works best when it's part of something bigger. Because real results come from alignment. Better eating habits, consistent quality sleep, and lower daily stress. When these come together, that's when your body truly changes, not just temporarily, but long-term. Because the goal isn't quick results, it's lasting transformation. And this is how it begins. Here's the real secret. There is no miracle drink. No single food will melt fat overnight. But small daily habits, they change everything. Olive oil, used the right way, can be one of those habits. Simple, powerful, effective. So tomorrow morning, before you reach for coffee, try this instead and see how your body responds. Because sometimes the biggest transformations start with the smallest changes. If you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe, because I break down simple habits like this that actually make a difference. And if you try this routine, let me know in the comments.